Hi, welcome to Special Needs, Special Seeds. I am Danielle or McNeil, your parent support partner coach, supporting and encouraging you while you are raising your child with special needs and helping you to become your greatest version while you help your child to become their greatest version. If you are a parent, period, and this message resonates with you, then this message is for you too. I am a behavior skills therapist serving children with autism spectrum disorder, but most importantly, I'm a parent just like you, raising a child with special needs. So I'm just like you. So we here, baby. So let's get into our topic today. How to develop support systems for yourself. So many times we have we get our diagnosis for our child, and whatever that diagnosis is. My background is in autism spectrum disorder, having had the experience of raising a child with autism spectrum disorder, and now working and serving children with autism spectrum disorder. But I'm familiar in other neurological disorders and mental health issues. And also, side note, the disorder can come with co-occurring disorders together. So that's a whole nother video, and we'll discuss that at a later date. But a lot of times when you get a diagnosis for your child, right? If you are looking for support in your friends and family, they may not necessarily be the best option to look to for that support for yourself. A lot of times the reason why is because they just simply have not experienced what we are experiencing. So they can't relate. It's not a topic that they can relate to. They may not, they can't relate to some of your fears and worries and some of the emotions that you may be feeling. They may not be able to relate to it. They may sympathize, but they may not empathize. That's a whole nother video too, distinguishing between those two words. So sorry, I have my notes here. If I don't write it down, then I'm not gonna remember it. I'm a writer. You should see what the notebook looks like, but it makes sense to me. It's the system that works for me too. You should see the mirror that I have behind me. It's got a whole bunch of sticky notes on it, and everyone who knows me knows how I feel about sticky notes. So let's get into it. A lot of times the agency or the center that you take your child to, they offer parent trainings or parent support groups. I know personally that the agency that I take my son to, they offer a parent support group that I am a part of. So check with your center to see if they offer that. And also a good source is to check with your supports coordinator. I don't know what they may be called from agency to agency, or from state to state even, but supports coordinator is just someone who helps you literally coordinate support systems for yourself. And that's one of the biggest topics that we are talking about here on this channel and on this page. Another source of support is to look into CLS and respite services. CLS and respite services are like someone coming in and giving you a break. I believe that they get paid for a certain amount of hours. It just really depends case by case how many hours that you are allotted, and the time frame. You can either choose someone from an agency in a lot of cases, or you can pick someone that's trusted to you, a friend, a family member, and they just come in and they give you a break. Now, there is a difference between CLS and respite services. You can inbox me for that information. I can get it from you because, again, it may differ from state to state, and that's something that I don't have a problem with researching for you all. But look into CLS services and respite services. Again, check with your supports coordinator. Some clinicians a lot of times are very knowledgeable in that area also, so check with your clinicians also. And then if all else fails, or you just want to, do your homework, dot your I's and cross your T's. I always usually mix those up, but dot your I's and cross your T's. Check with your local mental health authority. They should be able to help you find some support systems also in the areas, the CLS and respite. Another thing that you can do is build your own support system, right? Did we think about that before? How many times have you been waiting for your child and they were in an appointment with the clinician, or they were doing some testing or whatever, and you waiting in the lobby? Sometimes you can go in with your child, but a lot of times you are sitting in the lobby and you are waiting for your child's appointment to end. How many parents do you see on a regular basis that you probably see at the same time? Because chances are that the appointments are usually set around the same days and same times each week for your child. How many times have you sparked up a conversation with that person or those parents or those people that's in the waiting room, right? A lot of times we sit off to ourselves and we either deep in thought, and sometimes we're taking care of some business that we usually may not get a chance to. Sometimes we may even look at that as our me time. Okay, cool, I got a break from everything. I'm chilling. Sometimes you don't really want anyone to talk to you. However, the saying, it takes a village to raise a child. Well, it takes a community to build a village, right? And how do we build a community? By patronizing each other, right? It's an exchange constantly going on. I say that to say that, sometimes some of the issues that you may be navigating, another parent is either navigating those issues at the same time, trying to figure it out, or they've already been there, done that, and maybe they can give you some advice and some guidance and put you in the right direction of the course of action that you need to take. But another saying, I like sayings, I like analogies. Closed mouths don't get fed. Closed mouths don't get fed. You try to feed yourself and your mouth is closed, and let's see how that work out for you. You're going to be hungry. And so if you don't open your mouth and you don't say anything, and you don't build some type of networking or camaraderie between the parents that you see on a regular basis, how are you ever going to build a support system? How really can you complain about not having a support system when the whole community thing, you're a part of that community, right? So yeah, you gotta, open your mouth. You gotta, be a little bit more sociable. Also, being sociable, one of the deficits that's usually accompanied with autism spectrum disorder is social, a social deficit for your child. So if your child, you be leading by example. If your child sees you being sociable, then they pick up on those social cues. Then they are more apt to be sociable also. And you never know what your child is picking up on. Children are like sponges. Their minds are just constantly pulling in information. And statistically, between the ages of birth and 5 years old, that's when they're pulling in a whole bunch of information. So, they learn by you leading by example. So keep that in mind also. And even if you're not a very sociable person, one or two people that you talk to or confide in, that can go a long way. Those relationships can foster. I'll tell you a little bit about my circle of friends that I've met through taking my son back and forth to therapy. I affectionately call them my therapy moms. I love them so much. We have looked up, and we've been friends for like the last 5.5, 6, some of us 7 years, longer than that. We take our kids on play dates together. A lot of times we celebrate their birthdays together. And it's been times where we've had some, some play dates of our own, some grown people play dates, and we have a lot of fun. And it's been times that we've cried on each other's shoulders. It's been times where, hey, I can't pick such and such up for practice, or I can't pick them up for a gym, or I can't pick them up for a therapy appointment. Okay, cool, I got you. I remember I was all the way in New York and one of my therapy moms took my son out on a play date because she knows that my son suffers from separation anxiety from me. Took him out on a play date, and it was cool. It was wonderful. I mean, the feeling that you get from just having a community of people that support you and you can support them. And then again, I like to liken that to the energy of a battery and an alternator. A battery and an alternator, they run together back and forth, back and forth. The alternator charges the battery charges the alternator charges the battery charges the alternator. You can drive the car with either one of them not working, but you're not going to drive it for long, and you damn for sure ain't going to get too far. So that's something to keep in mind when you talking about building support systems, okay? And lastly, have fun with it. It's not, don't look at it as being shameful. If you don't ask the question, then you won't know. Also, how can you be shameful of talking to people that's in the waiting room and y'all both there for the same reason? Think about that. You don't ostracize yourself from building relationships that could serve you so much more than you ever thought, and that you can foster some beautiful relationships aside from how you got the relationship, aside from how you obtained the relationship, aside from how you guys met. You guys are all in the same place for the same reason anyway. You're getting therapy for your baby, okay? And that right there shows and proves that you are worth someone keeping company with. You working hard to make a difference in your child's life. Therapy is one of the steps in doing that. So, okay. So, I want to invite you guys to my Facebook page, Special Needs Special Seeds, my YouTube channel, Special Needs Special Seeds. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Okay, email me at specialneedspecialseeds.com. You can email me any topics that you would like to see me discuss. I really would like to hear from you all. Again, disclaimer: if you are a parent of a neurotypical child, neurotypical meaning quote unquote normal, and this message resonates with you, or it may resonate with someone that you know, please share the video. You never know who you may be helping in the process. Okay, so that's all I got for you guys today. Try to do a short video. So let's go out here, my garden growers, because we planting seeds. Let's plant that seed. Let's get it. Bye.